But for this show, Jeff, producer extraordinaire, uh, as we were running out of topics to talk about, as we were running short on topics yesterday, he put together a bracket of. Oh, that's a pretty big bracket. Oh my goodness, I didn't realize how.
It's a full bracket.
It is a full. All right,
let's go.
So let's get started. We're gonna do a bracket of the best. We're gonna decide on the best comic book event. So Jeff put together all these brackets. Hopefully, this should be pretty straightforward. And then we'll just vote. If we have a tie, we can always go to the chat. If there's not enough people in the chat watching, we'll just toss a coin. So
I'm going to tell you after this week, it's not Blood Hunt.
That's not fair.
That's not fair.
It's not on the list. The list was made before Blood Hunt came out. So
okay,
here we go. We're gonna start hard. I don't know how you rank these. I don't know what the criteria was for you, Jeff. But we're starting off hot.
Man,
Crisis. How do you even pick the other one?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think for the interest of time, if we're all pretty sure about one, we'll just go through it, and if we're not, then we'll do a little bit more discussion. But this one has to be Crisis. So Crisis versus Inhumans versus X-Men. Have you guys read both of them?
I've read Crisis, but not Inhumans versus X-Men.
Yeah, same. Okay,
It's
so
just,
we're just gonna go with Crisis on this one. Yeah, this is only an interesting time. I didn't realize there was such a big event.
Please come to
veto power.
What's that?
Do we have a veto in this one?
Only in the first round. So in the first round, only in the first round we have a veto. We each have one veto where we can say, "Screw your votes. I'm letting this one go through." So
I made this during the N64 event. So there are 64 64 different events.
For real?
Yeah.
Oh my God! Wow. All right.
Nice. Okay. Next we have Spider-Verse versus Empire. Empire's pretty recent. I feel like Spider-Verse has got this one in the bag.
I'm with you on
I would say Spider-Verse.
It
feels like it's more important.
Yeah, it spun out all those films.
Yeah.
Although Empire was good.
I enjoyed it. It's one of the better things that our friend Dan Slott has done with Al Ewing in a little while.
So we hear this is Operation Galactic Storm versus the first crossover between the Justice League and the Justice Society. Crisis on Two Earths, I believe it's called.
Oh, okay. Do you want to kick us off, Jeff, since you know a little bit more about these?
Well, Crisis on Two Earths is the first thing that introduces the multiverse in DC Comics, and Operation Galactic Storm took place in space.
I think we're going DC. I think we're going DC in this one.
It's almost as if I asked AI to tell me about the event. Okay, yeah.
I'm going to go with the Crisis on Two Earths.
Although, man, you could really say that this multiverse thing kind of ruined comics.
Yeah, but we wouldn't have had the previous Crisis story without it.
It's true.
But then we also wouldn't. Yeah, we would not have had to deal with Heroes in Crisis, though.
Yeah,
big matchup here. Heroes in Crisis, and the King in Black. I feel like this one's maybe a little bit more up for discussion.
I don't know anything about either of these. I assume King in Black is Venom.
It is Venom.
It's the Venom, the god Null.
And then what's Heroes in Crisis?
It's everyone gets therapy.
It's by Tom.
It is, but it's Tom King, and it just kind of has panels of different heroes and villains who have come together to decide mental health is very important for both of us. So there is a special place you can go and get therapy, and it's them dealing with stuff they've gone through. Yeah, it's not fun. It's not fun. It's interesting, but King in Black is fun because
I'm gonna kick things off, I guess, on this one. I'm gonna say King in Black.
Yeah,
Jeff.
King in Black. King in Black.
I
hate Heroes in Crisis.
I'm outvoted. I was gonna say Heroes in Crisis just because it sounds interesting, but
I mean, if you want, I don't hate Heroes in Crisis like a lot of people do.
Yeah, I mean they got Beetle and Booster together in there.
It's really the editorial tampering that really messed with that a bit. Okay. Oh my god. Superman, Worlds at War, and Avengers versus X-Men. Who wants to get us started on this one? Clay, go ahead.
I'm gonna take our Worlds at War.
Interesting.
I've never read that. You got a quick pitch for it?
Yeah.
It's McGinnis art, so that's really that's
the whole reason.
That's I mean, it's
you could,
I'm trying to remember.
Be fooled by a cover. This could be not the same as the interior.
Now I've got the trade behind me, and I just
okay.
remember his art standing out. And A versus X was just such a cluster. I could barely remember what it was about.
So
it was the precursor to the Inhumans versus X-Men.
No, it's a precursor to Bendis taking over the X-Men line.
Okay.
I will say it was my first event when I started collecting comics like regularly.
Yeah.
Like AVX Zero is one of the first things I bought.
Aww.
So I'm gonna go with AVX for sentimental reasons, and also I haven't read the other one, so I mean I can't really go for it. Jeff.
So I think our Worlds at War is the first time, or one of it was like mid 2000s. I want to say it's the story where Zod comes back and tries to bring Krypton back, and then Earth gets involved, and so it's a big Superman crossover event. I do remember it being very good when it happened, but I don't remember like the details about it. I do remember being excited for AV. I'm going to go AVX.
All right.
That's where you get Namor versus Black Panther 2. That's cool stuff.
There's some really cool matchups there.
Yeah. Oh, I do remember the matchups from that because Chris Botchlo did the White Queen Black Widow, I think.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my.
Rogue Black Widow.
I'm gonna go for Avengers versus X-Men just because I'm a sucker for anything with versus in the title. So.
You're in for a treat, my friend.
I figured I would be.
Ooh, ouch! This is tough.
Yeah.
Is it though?
Oh
well, it is because I will say World War Hulk is better, but Fear Itself is a fraction book. So, and I always love his stuff, so it's tough to pick against him. But yeah, World War Hulk is just fantastic. It's the best Greg Pak.
I think so too. I think I'm like Planet Hulk better, but yeah.
Oh yeah, Planet Hulk. This leads into it, but it's like
this is after Planet
I kind of like almost lump those two together.
It really feels like it's all one thing, right?
Yeah.
Because it's one. So, Jeff or Josh, any dissenting opinions, or are we Hulk pilled?
I'm Hulk.
I'm good with Hulk.
I like Fear Itself. I like Fear Itself though, but like Hulk is
I'm genuinely hoping this comes down to Crisis on Infinite Earths and Secret Wars.
So I don't know if Joe in the chat is saying that having JR art, this is a good thing or a bad thing. I think at this point in time, I think it was a good thing.
Yeah,
was this a very good thing?
Was this before all his faces got really square?
Yeah, I think no, I don't think so. But man, he draws such a great mustache in Thunderbolt Ross. Oh my
god.
Hey, if there was a John Romita Jr. comic in the 80s or 90s, I always bought it. His stuff was solid.
If it's inked by Klaus Jensen or Scott Hanna, I'm gonna pick it up because they really figured out how to kind of make it all really work.
That's a great point. Yeah.
Okay, I think we're going World War Hulk.
Yep.
Alrighty. Ooh, Rise of the Midnight.
Finally, one I know.
Rise
of the Mutants.
All right, Josh, we'll start with you. Fall of the Mutants.
Fall of the Mutants.
You just love seeing X-Men die, huh?
But that's the thing is, like they said, like X-Men will die, but they didn't. They just got critically injured and came back like a year later.
They got
it's comics. I mean, they comic died, but they did die.
But Nightcrawler was like in a coma.
No, I mean to the general public, they were gone.
They went through the sea parallax, right, and ended up in Australia, man.
In Australia,
they died in Dallas.
They died at the
Reunion Tower.
No, there's that. No, at the mall. Fuck, what's the mall with
the Mall of America?
North Park, Galleria.
North Park, the Galleria. Oh. Like I'm pretty sure there's a sequence of dinosaurs at the Galleria. Am I misremembering this?
I'll have to go look.
I've been meaning to reread Fall of the Mutants. It's actually in my Amazon wish list.
Might be a nice thing to revisit. Okay, so I think we're all pretty squared away with Fall of the Mutants. Oh, Clay, no?
Midnight Suns was awesome back then. If Morbius had any tread, it was from back then. It wasn't from anything more recent. The Midnight Suns was an awesome book back in the day. I think we're not giving it enough credit because those were just fun books. Like rereading the new ones coming out, I remember the old ones, and it just kind of popped into my head. Fall of the Mutants is like, big changes coming in this books, and it just puts away characters away for a while. That was it for me. So I always don't really look on that one too fondly, especially what they did to Nightcrawler and Kitty.
If Clay chooses to use his veto, he has to say it's Morbin time.
Oh fuck! I can't do that. Follow the Mutants.
I was about to say which of these had a video game adaptation, because that would be Fall of the Mutants, but actually Midnight Suns did come out. So
it's Midnight Suns with a U. So
it is. You're right.
Yeah. So
good point. And it's not based on that, as far as I know.
Yeah, it's based on a completely different thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Can we get a graphic of Superman beating the shit out of that 80s Beyonder? Like, this is no contest right here.
I feel like the only thing Secret Wars 2 has going for it is that Spider-Man teaches the Beyonder how to poop. And that's it. And who knows? Superman might have pooped too when he died. I don't know. I feel like that's a thing that's supposed to happen.
That happens.
So.
That'll happen in the James Gunn universe. They'll ask Superman, "How do you poop?"
That's right. Oh, yeah. Luckily he's got her.
Even if Superman pooped when he died, he's not wearing all white. See, that's the issue.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Is that why he came back with an all-black outfit to prevent that from happening again?
Exactly.
All right, we're going with the Death Superman, I assume.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that's no contest. Oh, now this. Wow.
Oh shit. This is probably like a 6 and 7 seed.
I mean, you guys know my feelings about Hickman's Secret Wars, so I'm pushing for Evolutionary War.
Man, this is tough. I really love Secret Wars.
I do, but it came out so poorly, and that is editorial's problem, and that's what makes me hate the book more than anything. It had cool. I mean, if you think about it, it had like cool spinoffs. You had like a Planet Hulk that had like a Steve Rogers type in it. You had
the Battle World stuff was so much fun.
Battle World stuff is so cool. And it didn't need to be a part of Secret Wars, but it was a standalone. But Marvel fucked it up, so it's tough to pick it.
All right, so I'm guessing. So my vote's for Secret Wars, but Jeff,
I went Secret Wars.
Okay, so it looks like
I've flipped through some of these Evolutionary Wars, and I think it's more nostalgia that pulls me into the Evolutionary War than it is like the actual stories.
Yeah,
because they're very of their time.
Is the Evolutionary War just this one annual that we're seeing on the thing?
It's a crossover annual event.
There's back when they used to do them.
They're doing them now.
It was just that summer, right?
They're doing it again.
Yeah, it was just that summer.
Okay.
Yeah,
so it looks like we are tied. We're tied. Does anybody want to use their veto before we either go to chat? Let us know what you vote for. Does anybody want to use their veto, or am I going to have
I don't know.
I'm gonna leave it up to chat. If chat answers, I can go to the take coin. This fate.
I kind of want to use my veto, but it's like a Marvel book versus a Marvel book. It's just on how it was presented, and
there's a whole other side to the bracket too.
Oh, all right. Well, Joe said Secret Wars in a landslide.
All right, Chris. Chris as well.
All right.
All right, Secret Wars.
Oh, that's
But I also want to. I'm also curious their age. Were they alive when
I wasn't alive
when Wars came out? So
I mean, I wasn't alive when. Well, maybe I was, but I wasn't buying comics when Evolutionary War. I still found it. So, Secret Wars it is.
All righty.
Ooh. Oh. Infinity War. The Infinity War. versus what is this? Suicide Squad
Legends.
It's Legends.
Oh, Legends.
Legends is the John Byrne DC cross. It's like a John Byrne centric.
Oh, with the Suicide Squad first appearance, apparently.
Yeah.
I think. Gotcha.
I remember Legends, and it felt very much like they were trying to do their Crisis, like the next big Crisis crossover, and it was not good. I think I even bought the first issue, and it was just like, meh.
I loved Legends. It was when I was on my John Byrne run. He was doing DC. He had done Man of Steel. Now he was doing all these different DC characters, so I was hyped for it. Infinity War is what, Ron Lim?
Yeah.
So
and
it's still written by I'm blanking.
Holy shit.
So I haven't read Legends, so I think I gotta go Infinity War. Also, I'm a big Adam Warlock stan, so that's my other thing. So
oh, sorry, Clay.
No, I was just saying I hate when I put in a comic title and it pulls up the movie and I just go, no, I want the comic. Jim Starlin, who did all the cosmic stuff that we're just having a brain fart.
Yeah, me too.
He even appears in Infinity War.
I feel like both of these are like follow-up crossovers that were never as good as the original, right? I mean, again, Legends is not a follow-up, but it felt like it from a consumer perspective, right? So, I don't know. I'm honestly fine with either on this one.
I'm going Legends.
Well, I pick Infinity War. So, Jeff?
I'm going to go Legends.
All right.
I'll go Legends.
All right. Sounds good.
Poor Jim Starlin. He's just so pissed off somewhere.
We have Onslaught, X-Men Onslaught, and Judgment Day, Avengers, X-Men, and Eternals. Judgment Day. That's a pretty recent
it's a
comic.
pretty recent event.
I'll say this. I don't think I've ever gone through the whole Onslaught thing. The way I met Onslaught as a character was in that Marvel vs. Capcom arcade game.
Yeah.
He was like one of the final bosses.
I was hoping you'd be like, I met him at a 7-Eleven.
I mean, it was probably some kind of grocery store or something, so you're not far off. So I'm going to go Judgment Day on this one because it's the one that's it's so good. Kieran Gillen is so good too.
Yeah. The art is unbelievable. It's a fantastic book, but I actually read it after it came out because I was able to find all the issues at Half Price Books.
Oh, wow.
So that's probably the best part is like I didn't have to wait for them to come out. I was able to pick them up and only picked up like 2 tie-in books. And
the tie-ins were pretty cool too, like just being like having the Eternal judge everyone individually. That was cool.
Yeah.
All right, Jeff.
I'm gonna go Judgment Day. Judgment Day was a really good crossover event.
Same. And of course, Josh picks Onslaught because he loves 90s X-Men bullshit.
Oh yeah, I am here for every X-Men crossover.
Pocket universes, baby. Oh, this is interesting.
Yeah.
This is easy.
I think so too, but it's still a good matchup. I would recommend both of these.
House of M is so good. I mean, the art, the story, No More Mutants. I mean, that's kind of an iconic line.
Yeah. Cool.
Forever Evil.
It was fun, I think, until it petered out a little bit at the end, but the concept of it was definitely fun.
Yeah. One thing I remember the most
from fun.
Oh, go ahead, Jeff. Yeah.
I was gonna say it's a fun matchup, but I agree with you. Like it's House of M.
Yeah. Forever Evil had like a Rogues tie-in that I read where it was like they kind of come together and they're not really sure what to do, which is the only fun part I remember of that run.
All right. House of M.
Ooh.
It's an easy pick. Come on. War of the Realms by Jason Aaron is fucking amazing. I love that, and it's going to be in the top 2. I guarantee you.
I think if our bracket was the criteria of whose helmet has the most like Girth.
Girthy helmet.
That'll be next week. Who has the best helmet in comics?
1 to 5 girth helmet. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say War of the Realms only because I've actually read that one. We read that ages ago, right? And it was a hell of a lot of fun. So
yeah, I mean, you had Punisher going through the tunnels of New York, fighting trolls and shit. I mean, that's awesome.
The one thing I'll say about Executioner Song is, I wouldn't be mad if they adapted it on X-Men '97.
I have a soft spot in my heart for Executioner's Song. I'm not gonna lie. Now I think War of the Realms is a better overall event.
Jeff, you a big Strife guy?
I love Strife. I mean, it's so confusing.
So Strife is just he's the most confusing. I mean, who can explain Strife without looking up his wiki?
So Strife is the clone of Nathan, but initially they thought he was Nathan and that Cable was the clone.
So he's the Madeline Pryor of Cable.
He's the Madeline Pryor of Cable.
They Madeline Pryor Cable.
Maybe they should make a family. Okay.
Ooh.
Another pretty recent matchup. So this just finished like this year. Or
Beast World.
Beast World from DC and Extinction Agenda, which is this the one we just saw adapted into 97 too?
A little bit, bits and pieces, kind of, sort of. Well, I think they did it in the first series, definitely, because that's when they all went to Genosha.
Oh, I'm thinking of E for Extermination. Sorry,
yeah, that's E for Extermination.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Extinction Agenda.
I am too, just because I don't know. I didn't read the Beast.
I like Beast World. It's fun. Tom Taylor's writing it. I think it's got a. I don't even want to spoil it for you. I just go read it. But
all right, Tom Taylor, you had me.
Extinction
Agenda is like the first like Jim Lee X-Men crossover event. Rob Liefeld's in there. It's like their first kind of like, we're just about to leave for Image, but they're definitely on the rise in sales and stuff. But I really like Beast World. I like Beast World just to be different.
Just to be contrarian, I am not a fan of that whole era of X-Men, and I really dislike anytime they have extinction with X dash rest of the word. So I'm going to go Beast World.
So I think we're tied. So we're going to put it in the chat. Joe, Chris, anybody else watching?
I'm going to say these kids don't even know Extinction Agenda.
You can't just assume all our viewers are kids. I specifically mark all the videos not for 18 and under.
I also, what kids are gonna want to watch 3 Gen Xers in like one?
Yeah, that's a fair point.
That's right. They're probably watching MasterChef.
There's no more Saturday morning cartoons, so all there is us.
All right, I don't see any action from the chat. So
Clay kept telling me to get off the wall.
Heads is gonna. Oh wait. Oh,
Beast World. See.
Beast World. There we go.
See what we're doing here.
Chris coming in.
Thank you, Chris.
It's a good crossover. I really liked it. So
it is a really good crossover.
Ooh, that first one sounds cool. The Final Night. I haven't read it though.
Final Night is really good. I did enjoy it.
Final Night is good.
But you know me, I gotta go Metal because that's my boys. My boys.
Final Night is the beginning of the rehabilitation of Hal after
okay.
Like crazy. As a character or literally in the comic?
Like as a character.
Oh, okay.
Like he was, because he'd already destroyed like all the other Green Lantern, and he'd become Parallax. I think he'd become Parallax. And the sun goes out and he uses his power to reignite the sun.
Got it.
Basically.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Final Night. Okay. I really dug that. There's a lot of great Clark and Bruce moments in that.
Jeff?
I do like Final Night, but I'm going to go Metal.
All right.
Style over substance.
Josh? Excuse you. Yes.
I've never read Final Night, but I'm going to go Metal.
Veto. I'm going to use my veto.
There you go.
Too late.
It happened.
I'm going to use my veto and
Done.
put Final
Done.
Night through. Final Night's a better story. I've read both.
How do we
I
get
think
back?
if you hit refresh, it'll keep going. Hopefully.
Oh, did I lose it? By
No,
not.
hold on. Whoops. How do I? Oh, matchup.
It shows
just try
Final Night
try
now.
hitting refresh on
There we
other
go. I got it. I
Oh,
got it.
there we go. Okay.
I knew there was a button. I just didn't remember where it was.
Oh man,
Ooh,
this
Death
one.
Metal and Final Crisis. What the hell, Jeff?
It's DC books against.
We're gonna start with we're gonna start with Jeff so he can explain himself.
This is just how the rankings go, man. It's not supposed to be a cakewalk. I'm gonna go Final Crisis. Honestly, I think both of these are hot messes. But I'm gonna go
Josh?
Final Crisis. Yeah.
I'm gonna go Final Crisis.
Final
All right.
Crisis.
Yeah, same. I mean, fucking Batman. Batman has to use a gun.
Oh, there.
yeah,
it
that's
is.
right. I forgot we got to go through the whole thing.
This soon? Oh shit!
I mean, well, we got to go through this side of the bracket before we can move on.
Oh, that's right.
Do
Okay.
we have to? Maybe. Hold on. Yeah, I think we do. So
Yeah,
Okay,
I think so.
all right. Crisis or Spider-Verse?
it's Crisis. If anyone picks Spider Verse,
It is Crisis. No, I agree.
Crisis.
Crisis. I mean, I like Spider-Verse a lot too.
Oh,
No, I'm gonna go King in Black. Stop
Justice
suing.
League. Justice League.
I pick the King in Black.
I'm picking Justice League.
Ah,
All right, Clay. Seems like you're either a tiebreaker or a decider.
God, this is a tough one because you're talking about an iconic moment in DC history versus like a really great Donny Cates run on Venom and King. I'm gonna go King in Black. I love Donny Cates.
yeah.
He swung the vote.
All right, chat. King
Oh.
in Black is amazing. There we go. Joe
There we
Jenkins
go.
is at the
All right.
ready.
screw you, Justice Society.
I'm with
Go back
Clay.
to
These
your-
are kids.
Go back to your old Earth. All right. Ooh.
Oh fuck.
These are gonna get harder and harder
They
every
are.
time, and then we're gonna go to the other side of the bracket, and then all right. Where we at? World War Hulk or AVX?
World War Hulk.
Hulk, baby.
I think I gotta go Hulk. I think it just, yeah. I think I gotta go Hulk.
I mean, if you think about the legacy of these, World War
Yeah.
Hulk has way more of one than
Yeah.
AVX.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Jeff, were you on AVX? Were you gonna vote AVX? So we shut it down.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter because everybody voted Hulk, so I'm gonna go AVX just for the just to make it less embarrassing. But honestly, Josh had me convinced with his argument. I was like, it should be Hulk, but I still wanted to give him one vote.
oh, god damn it.
All right. Which death was more? Which death was
Death.
more impactful?
Yeah, wait, we got
I mean,
Oh fuck.
I still knew people who thought that they were going to be living off what they were going to sell their Death of Superman for. So I feel like Death of Superman brought in the non-fans and sold over 1 million copies.
Yeah.
It's in every quarter box across America. Death of Superman is pretty big, and it's way bigger than Fall of Mutants.
And it's like one character makes you feel the same thing as like all these other characters. Kind of. So.
Really, the only people that fell in the Fall of Mutants were the dumb Morlocks. So like,
See, okay. All of you are correct. It should be Death of Superman, but I had such a nostalgia for Fall of the Mutants because that's the era I was reading X-Men. So I'm going to be the lone holdout and pick Fall of the Mutants. But
All right, so we'll go.
it's Death of Superman.
You
It
should.
is dissenting
Too bad
argument.
you didn't use your veto, but it wasn't a first round pick.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
It's fine.
All right. Secret Wars or Legends?
Secret Wars.
Secret
I
Wars.
like that Josh is trying to see how pick Legends. He's like, how do I convince everyone to pick Legends?
You know what? I really should give Secret Wars another shot.
It has great Doom moments. Those
It does. Yes, I totally agree. And I
That's,
think what happened was I didn't realize until I read all the Marvels that it is the end point of everything Hickman had been writing up to that point.
Yeah.
I just went into it cold. And I think if you go into it cold, and this is also a knock against it, because at a certain point, shouldn't, the old Marvel way was you should be able to pick up any issue and it should be your first issue, right?
Yeah.
And Hickman was doing the polar opposite. And that's fine. That's fine. But
he writes for the omnibus.
Also, I think that logic applies when comic books, like you couldn't find that comic book because you had to go to like the pharmacy and then maybe you wouldn't find it there. Like that makes sense. Like this is definitely serialized storytelling.
You're absolutely correct. That philosophy worked when they were on newsstands, right?
Don't go pick up your comics at a pharmacy, people. Like there's comic shops out there. You can get them digitally now. You don't have to go to the pharmacy to pick up your comics.
But the spinner rack.
Yeah,
Dude, if there's a pharmacy out there still stocking comics, I'm there.
I'm going to Eckerd after this to pick up
Eckerd. Oh my god. What a flash from the past.
And he's the young one in the show.
I still got sick when I was little. This is interesting. But I think also it's no contest.
Yeah, House of M.
Probably right.
House of M is
House of M.
Yeah,
it just had a bigger impact.
I like looking at you guys' expressions because I can tell like you want to say the other one.
Yeah.
I'm the one that made it. I knew exactly how this was going to go down. So I really enjoy watching when you flip over and everybody has a little heart attack.
Ooh, this is a good one.
War of the Realms.
I'm gonna go War of the Realms only because I feel like the supplemental stuff was more impactful for me, and I read a lot of it. And I think also it's a combination of Thor and all that too. So
yeah, remember when Giant Man was running around they had a spinoff that was just Giant Man and some of the giants from Asgard.
Yeah.
I mean, I have more thoughts on Beast World but I don't want to spoil it because you haven't read it. Like, so, but yeah. I
feel like going forward though, Beast World probably is going to have a little bit more impact. Well, yeah, it's still we're still feeling the impact in DC Comics right now.
That's true.
Comics.
I agree with that.
I probably have 20 comics hanging in my house, and one of them is from War of the Realms with Spider-Man, Power Man, and Iron Fist, and they've decapitated a giant. That's how cool War of the Realms is.
If this was a creator bracket and we had to put Jason Aaron versus Tom Taylor, I would have a hell of a time picking.
I know it's tough. They're both awesome, but I would have
a hell of a time. So you're right. We're doing a creator bracket later on this year. All right, War of the Realms. Is it War of the Realms? I know, Jeff. I'm so.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. This is what we do the show for. We have to get to the bottom of these things.
Like, I went and picked this up because Jason Aaron wrote it, and it had a Scotty Young cover, and Josh loved it. So, Jason
it's so good, Josh. Yeah, if you haven't checked out the little clip out video, it's really good. I also read it the next day.
Awesome,
fantastic. So glad. I talked about it on I Read Comics when I was on there the next day because I had just read it. All right. Which finality brings us to
Final night,
on the bracket.
Final Crisis, Final Night. I'm gonna keep pushing that book because Final Crisis was a hot mess.
No, that's Final Night for me.
Whoa, I'm a Final Crisis boy. So Josh.
Oh God, I'm gonna go with Final Night.
I hate you guys. So, this is ridiculous.
Oh shit! Oh,
do you guys remember that time Zatanna won?
That was hilarious. In hindsight, that was hilarious. Okay, we have Crisis on Infinite Earths versus The King in Black.
Crisis.
I'll pick King in Black just so it's on record. So whenever I see Donny Cates again, I'm like, look, dude, I voted for you.
I had your back, Donny Cates.
It wasn't me. It was all the other guys.
If Donny Cates doesn't be like, well, look, that was Crisis, okay?
Exactly. He has to recognize the
if we had Donny Cates and Ryan Stegman, he'd probably be like, yeah, it's Crisis. Although I don't know.
Ooh.
Stegman always plugged his Venom run as better than Watchmen, so.
Damn, there's a clip.
Hulk.
Damn.
Oh, really? I was gonna say
Oh.
Going Hulk.
Death of Superman.
World War
I'm gonna
Hulk
go with
is-
Superman.
I'm going with Superman.
Josh, did you say which one? Sorry.
Yeah,
Superman. All right. Look, Clay, I love the other one too. It's like
I know.
razor thin.
I know. But you just think about the marketing that DC put together to kill off Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman all at the same time. And it was like, well, it was a marketing ploy. And they did sell a ton of books. But that World War Hulk book, I'll go back and reread more than I'll read The Death of Superman.
I mean, to be fair, we weren't as jaded with marketing back then when all that came out.
That is true. I mean, well, I distinctly remember because it was on all the news, like your national, like normie news, and all the comic readers in my life, myself, we were like, yeah, he's gonna come back. I mean, no one dies forever.
It's been adapted twice in animation too.
Yeah,
Like
and
they-
it had a standalone novel.
Oh yeah, which I have somewhere around. I just had it the other day.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah, I don't know where my here.
oh, you got it. Yeah, there you go. Look at that.
Damn.
That bad boy.
All right,
On this one, I'm gonna go with House of M.
Me too.
Jeff.
House of M.
All right, no
That was
more
tough for
Secret
me.
Wars.
That was tough.
Screw you, Hickman.
Or that version of Secret Wars. I'm assuming on the other
I'm
side,
assuming it's on the other
Yeah.
tier. Absolutely.
Realms.
All right. I like that you've been pushing. You couldn't let me have Final Crisis versus War of the Realms because you've been pushing your stupid Final Night and then immediately betrayed.
Love it.
It's hard. It's hard because of the matchup, but Final Night is okay compared to War of the Realms.
Yeah, War of the Realms is excellent.
I love that, and that made me kind of love event books again. So that's why I have such a big love for that run.
All right.
It was expensive as shit. Final
All right,
Night
we
was
have-
just 4
Oh
issues.
man.
We have 3 more votes before we move to the next side of the bracket. So, here we go. Boom, boom, boom. This is big, powerful stuff.
Death of Supergirl versus Death of Superman.
Oh
I will-
yeah.
Ooh.
Here's where I'm voting from. Here's where I'm coming from. I think Death of Superman, it's a much easier read, and overall, just a better put together comic book. I love Crisis, but it's a freaking mess. That's why I'm voting for.
It
Death
is
of
not a
Superman.
mess. You can't call it a mess. It just includes everything.
Crisis does have a high bar of entry.
It does. Now, but
Very high bar.
here's my counterpoint. Which one of these had lasting impact? And that is Crisis.
Yes.
I think Death of Superman too, because it kind of gave us
They
this whole
do
like,
still reference it.
yeah, and it showed us that you can kill someone and bring him right back later on.
Well, not right back. It was what, a year?
Oh, yeah.
It was a long
It's a
time.
year.
But
how
but-
many universes were wiped out in Crisis that we never of characters we never saw again?
yeah.
All
I don't
right,
know.
so-
I felt like Crisis was okay. Here's where I'm coming down. Which of these was a ballsier move? And it's Crisis.
I
Because
think killing your maybe number 1 character is
Yeah.
bullshit.
Well, no. It's not, because every fucking comic reader I knew was like, he's gonna be back.
Yeah.
Nobody believed it. But
Yeah.
in Crisis, like that's like we're starting over. We're wiping
Let's
out
go to
everything.
the
We're
bones.
starting over.
Yeah, I mean, when you
All right,
see
so
this
are we
Supergirl
split?
death, I think we're split.
Are we split? Okay, so
I
Jeff
think
and I
so.
are Death of Superman, and okay, so chat, if you're still there,
Hey, kids,
yeah, wake up. Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Well,
or
these
Death
are,
of
but these
Superman. What
predate
is
the
your
kids,
vote?
both of them.
I know. So it's like it's interesting to think which one.
These kids might have read Death of Superman. Oh, Crisis. We got Chris.
Oh,
What
nice.
is the
What?
Crisis?
I like that.
All right,
Crisis,
Crisis. It is.
excellent pick.
Well. You reap what you sow, you Clay.
Yeah, Realms, baby.
No, I'm at House of M. That's
House of M.
Josh.
Don't do it, Josh. War of the Realms is better.
Is it?
I have read War of the Realms. I know of House of M, and I feel like War of the Realms is fun. So I'm gonna go War of the Realms.
Ooh, okay. So yeah, Joe also in the chat would have picked Crisis. We're gonna need you guys again to pick between
Chris,
War of the
Joe,
Realms or House of M.
Who do you like more, mutants or Thor?
And Joe and Chris need to be at their keyboards. They're like, oh, which one is it? Because whoever answers first, that might be who Daniel goes with.
That's true.
Whoever has the answer that I want.
House of
M.
M. What the? I
Makes
take
sense.
back everything I said about you, Chris.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
This is why we play the game, gentlemen.
Yep.
This is what we've been preparing for a whole lot.
Oh God, you know what? And my earlier comment or my earlier argument falls apart with both of these.
Immediately.
I'm still going to go.
See, Chris and Joe split their vote too. So Chris just wins on speed alone.
Yeah, you got to just be quick. You got to be quick. All right, so here's what I'll say. House of M has what I consider my favorite single comic issue of all time, and it is issue number 7. Yeah, 7, where Wanda says no more mutants. Like that, I gotta go House of M. There's not a world in all these infinite Earths where I would pick Crisis.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'm gonna also go House of M. I apologize, Crisis heads. But again, I think at the end of the day, Crisis has such a high bar of entry.
Yeah,
it does. Yeah,
it's
not. I mean, exactly to your point, Danny. It's not an easy read. It's not.
Also not an easy
but it's fun. I mean, Watchmen has a high bar for entry, don't you feel? And that's a great read.
No, I feel like Watchmen eases you into it. Yeah. Whereas like it kind of ramps up to that ending. Crisis just starts. I mean, the opening pages are just planets getting obliterated, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? It's planets being obliterated and a dude crying, and you're like, I don't understand what's happening.
And kind of like Watchmen, House of M builds because you wake up with a Wolverine that remembers everything, and that sequence of him getting out of the helicarrier. Damn, I'm gonna go read House of M after this. All right, so did we all vote? Josh, did you vote? Did you vote for House?
I voted for Crisis, but we're waiting on Clay.
Oh, okay.
I'm voting Crisis.
Oh,
so we're split again.
All right, Chris, Joe, whichever one of you guys gets there first.
I mean, who was sacrificed in House of M versus Crisis?
What do you mean? There was only 198 mutants after that. Ooh, Joe coming in hot and quick with the Crisis vote. All right.
Crisis.
Now.
Oh my God.
Wow, that is a 1 seed versus a 16.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Here's what we're gonna do. We have so much stuff going on that like a good comic book, we're gonna leave you guys hanging with the second half of the bracket.
Oh, come on.
So you're gonna have to tune in and come back.
I love the first matchup that we have for the second half of the bracket. It's really interesting. So let me pull up the screen. Wow. So if you need a recap, I don't remember I think Crisis was the one that left off at number 1 on the other side of the bracket.
I feel like
that sounds correct.
Yeah.
After a slaughter of like a million other universes and
I think that's Crisis. Yeah.
So I remember this is round 1 of this other side of the bracket, so everybody gets 1 veto. So keep that in your pocket. We don't have much of an audience yet, but if you're in the audience, you will be the tiebreaker. If not, then we'll flip a coin. And then let's get into it. Let's get into it here. Jeff, you wanna tell us a little about this?
Well, this is Flashpoint. This is the reset button that DC hit with leading into the New 52. And then we have Unity from Valiant. Valiant Comics is the company that Jim Shooter took over, and there's a big crossover event that happened. I would say maybe in the late 90s, early 2000s, if I'm remembering correctly. But it looks like you got the man from Solar there. I can't tell who else.
Exo
It's a fan favorite.
We all remember the storyline of this Unity crossover. I mean,
this was going to be a big deal because it was his second chance to do a Secret Wars, but with all new characters
that we all followed religiously.
Exactly, and I can attest, rereading the original Secret Wars, it's bound to be fantastic and not in any way problematic.
It's the dollars. It's not the story.
I do recognize
some toys.
We have Exo Manowar, and then we have Bloodshot in the back.
Yeah.
And then I think that's
Rye in
the back as well.
Rye the Bread Man.
They're gearing up to do another. Yeah, Valiant's gearing up to do another kind of crossover. Like their line hasn't been super consistent, but I see the headers on their comics and they're like, Road to Valiant something or whatever. So, I guess I'll start with this one and then we'll just try to keep that order. I'm gonna vote Flashpoint. I think
this is a given. This is a 1 seed versus a 16 seed.
All right, Flashpoint, everyone. Yeah,
Flashpoint.
Yeah, Flashpoint.
Yeah, cool. Easy. Maybe they'll all be this easy. Oh, maybe not. All right.
After I just badmouthed Secret Wars.
now how do you feel about it?
I mean,
is this Marvel's first crossover event? They had one right before this.
Contest of Champions.
Yeah.
Now, the important thing you need to know about Convergence is that it's not an event that they planned out because they had something cool in mind. It's an event that they planned out because DC had to move their offices from New York to LA, and they needed something to do for the summer. So keep that in mind as you vote. This is an event
as opposed to Secret Wars, which was an event created to sell a toy line very specifically.
Exactly.
That's right. I guess they both had very specific real world missions. That's an interesting connection on these. But we'll start with Clay on this one.
Secret Wars. I mean, Convergence just had a lot. I remember a lot of like little mini series attached to it because I see them in the quarter bin all the time. So in Secret Wars, you at least got Venom.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Secret Wars. I was so confused by what was happening in Convergence. I wasn't totally keeping tabs, but I mean, I guess that's where we got old Superman back at some point.
Yeah, they brought him back that way.
But Josh? I'm still confused as to how that worked. But
10-year-old me votes for Secret Wars because we did at least get toys out of it, and I remember as a kid being like, holy fuck, finally I can buy Marvel superhero toys because they were nowhere when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You had the Mego line, but they were old and soft and I didn't like them. I wanted
we had Star Wars toys that were cool.
Yeah.
So now we wanted that in the comic.
Exactly. And they all came with shields for some reason.
Josh likes it hard. That's what we know. That's what we found out this episode.
Hard and
That's the title.
Man, the title of this one is Josh. Opportunities to take Josh out of context.
Pegging to Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Secret Wars, even though I was just bad mouthing it. I truly hope this comes down to Crisis versus Secret Wars. Because in my brain, that's what they both are, right? In my brain, they were at the same time. They were trying to do very different things, but anyway.
Well, even though Convergence gave us the red and blue suit, Lois Lane, not Superman, but Lois Lane, I would have to go with Secret Wars as well. But there were some interesting series out of Convergence for sure. All right. Next up, we have Secret Invasion, which is 1,000 times better than the live-action adaptation of the same name.
Oh, wow!
Yeah. So much better.
Versus Sixes. No, Axis.
Like, what the hell is Sixes?
Axis isn't in Marvel.
That's Axis? I thought it was Sixes.
It's Axis, but it's you could turn it upside down. I forget what if you guys remember the Da Vinci Code movie.
It's
It's whatever that.
Oh, is that? Is that part of the story?
Yeah. So you haven't read Axis? No, nobody's here read Axis. I mean, I feel like we
I
got to
just know
win.
that we got ultimate Iron Man out of it.
Superior Iron Man, yeah.
Or
So
Superior Iron Man, yeah.
something happened where it flipped up everyone's personality. So like if you were a good guy, you were going to be a bad guy, right? This gave us things like the Superior Iron Man, which was not that different from the regular Tony Stark. I feel like it was just dropping it in everything. But it also gave us Zenpool, which is a pacifist Deadpool.
Wow. The more you describe this, the less interested I am.
I remember it being a big deal, but I don't remember anything like at the time. I remember it being a big deal, but not like now. I don't remember anything about it.
The only interesting thing that this left was like a few of the people did not get changed back immediately. So like Sabretooth was a good guy for a long time after this. Well, not a long time, but like right after this, like there was a few people that I mean, comic shenanigans, like they stayed that way for a little while. So, all right, I'm gonna, for brevity's sake, I think we're all gonna vote for Secret Invasion, since you guys don't even know what Axis is.
I mean, I do. I do.
Okay.
But it just wasn't good.
Okay, got it.
He doesn't care.
All right. Jeff, you want to tell us about this too?
It's Atlantis Attacks, and then we got Infinite Crisis. Atlantis Attacks was a series of Marvel annuals that ran through a bunch of, I think, Fantastic Four and Avengers, and I forget what else. But it was a story that was carried through the annuals, the summer annuals, in which Atlantis was going to attack the surface world. Versus Infinite Crisis, which was one of the many crises that DC Comics had that reset their universe again. But this is where the Infinite Crisis is where you get Superboy Punch, the Superboy Punch that broke the universe, that brought Jason Todd back to life. You get Wonder Woman snapping Maxwell Lord's neck. The OMAC Batmans are taking over, like are get corrupted somehow. Like there's a lot happening there. Yeah, a lot happens in Infinite Crisis.
I think this might be the best crisis.
Whoa, that's a bold statement.
Atlantis Attacks has a bunch of cool covers, and Atlantis Attacks the Marvel Universe.
All right, so we
Atlantis Attacks was good because it came out on time.
That's right. That's definitely a plus. I guess if you were picking it up then. I think we left off with
it'd be Jeff.
Would be Jeff.
Infinite. I love Infinite Crisis. I think it's great.
Okay, Josh.
Yeah.
Infinite Crisis.
I'm also gonna vote Infinite Crisis. Clay, were you gonna vote Atlantis Attacks?
Atlantis Attacks.
Okay. Just for the record, I just want it shown that it was a 3-1 victory, not
a blowout.
That's right.
Clay's constituents have to know. It has to be on the record that he voted for Atlantis Attacks.
All right. Next, Infinity.
I love these two.
Yeah, these are both actually pretty cool in their own way. Infinity is the Jonathan Hickman. Jonathan Hickman, where Thanos is invading Earth to come look for us. Thanos is out to kill all his kids, so before they kill him, that's the main crux behind his motivations. And one of them happens to live here as an Inhuman. And Secret Empire is where Cap says Hell Hydra and everybody likes their shit.
Yeah.
So, and even though they had no context for the story, they didn't know why it happened. Like they just saw them.
Yeah.
Cap would never say that.
And the internet lost its fucking mind.
Yeah. So, all right, Josh, you want to kick us off on this one?
I'm gonna go with Secret Empire, mainly just because I like trolling.
Wow, interesting. I'm gonna go with Infinity on this one.
Oh.
Clay. Clay, which one? Clay.
There might be a delay.
Infinity.
Oh, Infinity. Okay.
And Jeff.
I'm
Infinity?
gonna.
Okay,
Yeah, I think he's a delay. I'm gonna go Secret Empire.
Ooh.
And I'll tell you why, because I think Infinity does have like, if you're not really reading the Avengers stuff, like if you're like it has a little bit tied into what's going on with the Avengers and what would eventually become the second Secret Wars is going on, like around the peripheral of Infinity. So if you're just reading Infinity, it might be a little confusing. And I've read a lot of Captain America, and I'd never seen him like turn. Like they've done a lot of stories, but having him become like evil, super evil, like for a good long while, Captain America, I liked it. I wasn't crazy about the ending of it, but Secret Empire is my pick.
All right, so we have a tie, and Clay's having some tech issues. So while he does that, since we don't really have an audience right now, we're gonna flip a coin. So heads is gonna be. Hold on, let me give Clay some direction. Okay, I just told him to pop it out. So while he does that, I do have our trusty coin flip simulator.
Nice.
So heads is gonna be Infinity, tails is gonna be Secret Empire.
Okay. Come on, fate.
Flip it.
Fate. Oh, fate sucks.
In your face. In your face.
Wow.
Right.
Last minute buzzer beater.
Yeah.
That's right. So Infinity takes this one.
Infinity. Jeez. All right.
Ooh.
Oh.
Interesting. Let's give Clay a minute here. I guess we can start talking about you, Jeff. You want to tell us about these while Clay rejoins?
Yeah, so we have Annihilation. This was taking place. Was this taking place during Civil War? This is the Marvel space stuff.
It was around that time, I think. Yeah.
And this is where Annihilus and his Annihilation Wave was just wiping out everything in the galaxy, and so all these different planets had to band together to try to stop it. Acts of Vengeance is a crossover event that happened. There's not one singular series. It happened in all the different books in Marvel back in the late 80s, maybe early 90s, where basically all the bad guys swapped their nemesis. So you would get like I think Magneto took on Captain America for a little bit, and like I can't remember what all the swapping was.
It was a plan. Pretty much a Strangers on a Train in the Marvel universe.
yeah.
That's a great reference. Who replaced Doctor Doom fighting Squirrel Girl?
All right, cool. We have. I think Josh started the last one, so. I'm gonna go with Annihilation. I feel like it's just so much more massive and intrusive in your lives.
Annihilation's when I go back and reread. I love Annihilation.
Yeah.
Act of Vengeance was just like kind of a fun pickup when you would see a new villain in your book.
I would actually love them to do like a follow-up to Acts of Vengeance where they try it again.
Yeah.
In the modern Marvel setting. So, Jeff, what are you voting for?
I'm going to go Acts of Vengeance to be contrarian, and because there's a cool moment between Red Skull and Magneto because they're like part of the inner cabal of like the whole plot is of Superbad. So they all meet in this secret kind of meeting room, and they're always at odds with one another because Red Skull is a Nazi and Magneto is Jewish. And at the end of it, I think it's in a Captain America it's in a Captain America comic. Magneto just basically wraps Red Skull up in this like metal cage and just plummets him to the ground, and he's just like, "I'm done with you." Like as the whole thing's falling apart for the bad guys, he's like, "I'm gonna take care of this thing on my own." Okay, it's a cool moment. So, Acts of Vengeance.
All right, Josh.
Well, I've never read either of these, but based on the descriptions, I'm going to go with Acts of Vengeance because it sounds like the kind of crossover that you don't have to read 50 million books to understand. You can just pick one up, come right in,
good point,
and enjoy it. And also, I like the old-fashioned font they used for it. So,
now, Clay, before I go to the coin, do you want to use your veto?
Oh.
It's going to be Annihilation.
Yeah, all right.
All right.
Suck it, coin.
No. Screw you, Fate.
Jeff, was there only, did you only find 63 events? This one just had a buy. There was a buy here.
Oh, there's a buy?
Yeah, I guess so. Let me see.
I guess I only found 53. I thought I did a.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Quit clicking on it.
Oh, we'll figure it out next round.
Yeah, next round.
Which one is that? Do you know? Just based on the art?
I was trying to click. That's why I was trying to click on it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, what's a purple crossover event?
I thought I had a full event series. I don't know what that is, huh?
All right. I don't know how to get back to this. Okay, there we go.
This one's gonna be so easy.
I've never even heard of the Millennium one.
Really?
You don't need to.
I have that, but I couldn't tell you what it was about.
Isn't that the follow-up to Crisis? Isn't that the John Byrne one?
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
And it's, I just remember a lot of characters. I don't even remember John Byrne doing the art inside. I think he may have just written it.
I think he only wrote it because I seem to remember Perez. Like they tried to bring back to do stuff for it because that's certainly a Perez cover.
But this is after Legends.
I think so. Oh fuck! I don't know.
This is 88.
So yeah, that would be after. Well, wait, was Legends 87 or?
I would think it's 87.
It was 86, I believe.
It was 86. Okay.
Right after Crisis. Okay.
So,
I don't know. I was one, so I don't remember.
God damn it! I feel so fucking old.
All right, so we're just gonna go with Civil War on this one, I think, and we'll see where it goes up against next round. That it already.
I mean, you got so many cool things in Civil War.
So many cool things. We should do
There was a Wildstorm crossover.
Oh yeah.
Rising. Oh yeah. Wildstorm Rising.
Jeff,
I kind of remember that.
You know, tell us a little about that Wildstorm Rising. I think we're all very familiar with Infinity.
We've all seen the movie of the first one, so
yeah. Wildstorm Rising had something to do with. So a lot of these characters are crossed over into DC now, but there's that island of Gamora, I think is what it's called. But
that's current. That's actually pretty important right now in DC continuity. That's interesting.
Yeah, so it originated from the Wildstorm universe, and I don't remember anything. It had something to do with an alien invasion. Gen 13 was part of it. Wildcats. There was a Paul MacGuffin that they had to chase around for 13 issues or something like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Brett Booth did some of the artwork in some of the.
I feel like it's Infinity Gauntlet then.
Yeah.
If you agree, take a sip of your coffee. Excellent. All right.
Yeah. Barry Windsor Smith did a lot of the art. That was what was
that might actually look pretty good. I don't know if it'll be good, but all right. We have Blackest Night versus Civil War 2.
God. There was a Civil War 2? No, I'm kidding.
Why did Civil War 2 have to happen?
Yeah, exactly. Because Civil War 1 was such a success.
So we can get to Civil War 3.
Civil War 2 came out because Captain America Civil War, it was a tie-in because of the movie, I think.
So Captain America Civil War was coming out at the time. That's right.
Yeah. And so they were like, let's do a Civil War 2 and launch this toy line. No. That would have made more sense.
It was definitely out of
Blackest Night just had so many cool moments.
Yeah.
So Blackest Night, for anybody that doesn't remember and is watching this, I guess we should talk a little bit about them. About the big ones, I guess. The Black Lantern Corps rises and starts killing everyone, and everybody that they kill, it's kind of like the zombie event, right? Because everybody that they kill, then they put as part of their core. So it is up to the remaining, not just Green Lanterns, but all the other lanterns in the spectrum to figure out how to beat them. And it's got a lot of cool moments because a lot of people that maybe have never wielded rings, like they wield them for the first time. There's a lot of rings looking for replacements because a lot of people die in this one for a while. And then you get to see some pretty cool characters as Black Lanterns as well, which is, so it was really about like how can we design more cool characters as well. So
Yeah, because like Scarecrow gets a ring, Luther gets a ring. I mean, there's
Yeah.
just a lot of cool shit in this book.
Batman almost gets a ring.
Blackest Night knows how to make it fun, even though there are a ton of tie-ins. Civil War, there is nothing good. There's nothing good came out of that, was there?
I actually think the Captain America tie-ins are really good once you get the context of Secret Empire, because if anything, I feel like that's the most important one to read because of that you see that it's Steve that's doing a lot of these things. So Civil War is kind of like Minority Report, that there's an Inhuman that can see the future and tell like and Carol Danvers, for some reason, I think Thanos attacked and hurt Rhodey, and she was dating him at the time.
Yeah.
So he almost died, and a bunch of people almost died. So they're like, well, this wouldn't happen if we could predict crime before it happened. So Carol gets really on board with that. And then Tony, and this one's like, I've been down this road before. Probably not a good idea.
Yeah, because I was reading the Captain Marvel run when it jumps into Civil War 2, and it's so fractured just reading that book because that happened.
Yeah, but that's kind of the gist of it. I don't hate Civil War 2, but let's see what we leave off. Clay, I think it's your turn to pick first.
Okay, Blackest Night.
Jeff?
I mean,
I'm going to go Blackest Night, but I agree with you that the most important part of Civil War 2 is how Steve is.
Yeah,
you find out Steve's pulling a lot of the cards behind. Like that was some genius stuff on
Nick Spencer
on the Captain America, right? Yeah, Nick Spencer was a genius for incorporating this piece of trash into his run.
Piece of trash.
Yeah, Bendis was really trying to go out with a bang here before he went over to DC on this one. All right, Josh, do you have
Blackest Night.
All right, I'm also gonna pick Blackest Night. So we'll see if we run into Brightest Day later on in this bracket, unless we already have, and I don't remember. All right, this is gonna be an interesting one. This feels like a battle of classics.
Yeah.
We have X-Men Inferno, which, if you don't know much about, just go watch that one episode on X-Men 97.
Yeah, exactly. It really does a good job of just kind of encapsulating the entire crossover.
If not, at least the vibes for sure.
Yeah.
And then we also have Day of Judgment, which is it the Spectre that's going after everyone? Jeff, can you remind me? Is that right?
Yeah, I think it's a Spectre. Yeah, I think it's Hal Jordan Spectre. I think. I don't know if
right.
it is or
yeah, that's right.
From War Criminal to like haunting the DC universe.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna start with Jeff on this one.
Is it me? I'm gonna go Inferno just for the Madeline Pryor costume.
Hey, I get it. Especially depending on who's drawing it.
Yeah, 100%.
Inferno.
All right.
Or
no, I guess it's me.
Or
yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick Inferno as well. But Clay, what about you?
I vote Underboob as well.
All right. I think Batman has some Underboob in Day of Judgment, if I'm not mistaken.
Day of Judgment.
You know what?
You don't know what Spectre's hiding under that cloak.
There's just not enough underboob in American elections. I think that's our problem.
We're headed that way, man. We're headed.
I did think it's funny.
Yeah, it's gonna be Hulk Hogan though.
I do think it's funny that the Spectre's supposed to be like the right hand of God or something, but then sometimes he has to be nerfed for the stories to make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's really like if anybody's reading Absolute Power, the Wonder Woman issue has Spectre in it, and I'm like, somebody in our comments of the review said he's supposed to be the right hand of God, right? Like
it was asleep during that issue.
Yeah. Okay. We have, I feel like, two kind of controversial ones. I feel like a lot of people were both not on board with these two.
It was weird because Doomsday Clock is introducing the Watchmen into the DC universe for reasons.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Funny
did
enough-
it stick? Have we seen any of them in the normal DCU since?
I think during Death Metal they went back and touched on it a little bit because they needed a character or two from there. So Doomsday Clock is the DC's comic official sequel, which was interesting because at the time HBO was also doing their Watchmen. The finale for both of these actually happened to come out on the same week. Like HBO's Watchmen ended that Sunday, and then issue 12 of Doomsday Clock came out that Wednesday.
But that wasn't planned, right?
That wasn't
No,
planned
no,
because that book had been delayed for a
There,
while.
yeah, that's what I remember too. It had been delayed because of
It was planned to land on the date of the final
Listen,
episode.
Yeah, they started Doomsday Clock in 2011, so
Yeah.
it took them that long to get.
listen, happy accidents, all right? Happy accidents.
That
You know
series
what?
started
But
before the
is-
Zack Snyder movie.
the Doomsday Clock runs on its own pace. That's the problem. I mean, it
Yeah.
doesn't go second by second. So
Yeah.
Somebody forgot to wind it mid-story.
Yo.
Original Sin is kind of like, what if the Marvel Universe was what's that show with Terry Hatcher, Desperate Housewives, where
Yeah,
they
yeah,
all
yeah,
find
was it
out each other's secrets. Somebody kills the Watcher. Uatu takes his eyes, and then they use that to reveal everyone's secrets to everyone. So like
They
everybody's
read
very
Uatu's
long.
burn book out loud.
Yeah, pretty much.
So I just have to ask, like, I never read Original Sin, but it seems like it has a pretty cool conceit. Does the series follow through on that?
It
It's not-
does.
It's actually
For me.
pretty interesting.
Yeah.
We get a lot of stuff out of Original Sin. We
yeah,
get Jane Foster Thor, Silk.
Yeah, it is a
Oh,
moment.
wow, really? Okay.
Something happens to Thor to make him feel unworthy. Like that's a big moment, which is really cool. And it took years for us to find out what happened in that interaction. I don't even want to talk too much about it because it's interesting. We also got they use this to bring Angela from the Spawn
Angela.
character into
Oh,
the Marvel universe
really?
because she's revealed to be Odin's secret daughter. That was one of the secrets that came out.
Huh.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
How much money did they pay McFarlane to do that? Or
No, that
is
was
that a
Neil.
game
That was
character?
Neil's
It's Neil
character.
Gaiman's
He
character.
gave.
Okay.
Yeah. So
How much did they pay Neil to do that?
who knows? I think they just were letting him, like, they were gonna leave him alone about some other stuff. It was kind of like a corporate trade. Oh, maybe they let him do the Miracle Man eventually. So,
Oh, fuck. I bet you're right. I bet that had to have been part of the deal. So
all right. So I think on this one, who's starting? Is it me again?
I think it's Clay this time.
Clay? Yeah, go ahead, Clay. You want to pick one?
I'm going Original Sin.
Jeff?
I am also going to go Original Sin because Doomsday Clock has all those late issues. The artwork is beautiful,
Oh,
but
yeah,
also
Gary
I
Frank.
feel like Gary Frank's artwork great, but also I feel like they were trying to still fix what happened with the New 52 with this, but they were also trying to explain it with metal, and then they were also trying to explain it with there were like 3 or 4 things happening in the DC universe at this time that were all trying to
Well,
fix
'cause
the New 52,
yeah,
but
the
none
book
of them
took
were on
so
the same
long.
page.
The book
Yeah.
took so long that it happened to coincide. Yeah. All right. Josh, do you have a pick?
Yeah, so I tried reading Doomsday Clock and couldn't get through it. And I think it's because I'm just tired of DC trying to just make money off of fucking Watchmen. Just for fuck's sake, just let the book live,
Well,
So I'm
I'll
gonna
tell you,
go-
that's never gonna happen.
I know. I'm gonna go Original Sin. So
So
They're
I
so
will say
corporate.
this.
You're right. DC's so corporate.
Yeah. Out of Doomsday Clock, one of my favorite things that came out were the characters of Mime and Marionette. I wish
They are
I think
cool.
They are so cool. Like, just it's like a Bonnie and Clyde clown, and it's like really cool. And it really is kind of all about them and their kid and all that, right? And of course,
It's like, what
Dr.
if
Manhattan.
Joker and Harley got along?
Yeah. What if there were a functional couple that were
What if
still
there
like,
was less domestic disputes?
yeah.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I think Original Sin just has a much cooler premise, and a lot of cool stuff came out of it. So, and it's kind of a who done it as well. Like there's
I
Yeah,
love
that's
Yeah.
what I enjoyed, and I feel like the ending paid off.
yeah, we didn't even talk about all that. So, oh boy,
I'm going. Oh wow, I'm going to go read Original Sin now.
I think you
Yeah, 'cause
should.
I remember reading the trade, and it made me just want to go find the issues that were tied in because it was
I think we should do in the future. We should go back and reread Civil War, and I think Original Sin.
That'd be
Maybe
good.
we'll do Original Sin first since Josh hasn't read it.
Yeah.
Okay. Jeff, you want to talk about these? I think one's an Inhuman cosmic book, right?
Yeah, the War
Yeah.
of Kings. I think the War of Kings. I'm not read it, but I think it takes place
read it.
after. Clay can talk to us about the War of Kings.
Go ahead, Clay.
Yeah, it's like the three different heads of space, like Vulcan and Black Bolt, and then someone from the Shi'ar.
Yeah,
The
brother, the Khan or whatever his name is.
Yeah, and it's just infighting bullshit. It's kind of it's very Game of Thrones type like stuff. It just isn't fun. I didn't really enjoy it, and then I remember checking the book out from the library that had all the tie-ins and stuff, and going, "Oh, I've read this before. It just wasn't good enough for me to remember."
Okay.
And I'm not really a big fan of Zero Hour, but Zero Hour does give us Starman.
Yeah, that's true. Did War of Kings spin out of Annihilation?
Kind of, I think, but it might have been Annihilation Conquest.
And I think also out of the Deadliest Genesis, right? Because that reintroduces Vulcan, and then he, at the end of that, he just leaves to go like anybody that he ever wronged them in space, like he's gonna go make them pay. And I think this is part of it. I do have this on my reading list, so I do want to read War of Kings, but we did do a whole episode about Zero Hour, and I think we found it not guilty, if I remember correctly. So we'll start the voting. I think is Josh's turn.
Oh man! All right. Well, so I've only read Zero Hour because of this podcast.
You're welcome.
That was, and that was Kyle's fault. But I'm gonna have to go Zero Hour. I still don't find it a very good. It is so peak 90s DC of just like we're gonna make bank by rebooting the DC universe for the third time, right?
I see Nathan Fillion be Guy Gardner as the character that he's in this. He can turn his hands into guns.
Yeah, but I do agree with Clay that we get Starman out of this, and that's all worth it.
So. That's worth it.
Sounds good to me. I'm also gonna go with Zero Hour, although War Kings seems. No, I do like Vulcan, and I want to read more. And I know that's not a sentence many people say, but
but you're Clay, brave enough to say it.
Yeah, Clay.
Is Vulcan just Space Winter Soldier?
I don't know. I feel like
powers.
Yeah, he's more like space Superman. It's like, what if Superman wanted to go back to the cosmic stuff instead? Like if he's like, I don't care about Earth or my brothers.
Yeah. I was just putting Ed Brubaker created both. So I was like, there's a similarity to the retcon that, you go back to Cyclops' childhood.
Yeah, Ed Brubaker was just retconning everything back in those days.
He's like, you thought Uncle Ben was dead.
Uncle Ben.
He's the new Winter Soldier.
Yeah. I would read an Uncle Ben Winter Soldier series.
I mean, Zero Hour is just a better of these two. It's hard to recommend a book. I just slided. So, I mean, there's nothing in War of the Kings, and I hate it because I looked up and Abnett and Lanning wrote it, and I'm a fan of their work.
Yeah, it looks, like I said, I think it looks interesting. I might go back and read it. Okay, Jeff, did you vote? I mean, I think we got consensus, but
I'll vote Zero Hour.
Okay. God, such a bad event, though. This was a bad matchup.
Oh, wow.
The first
Siege. We have Siege and Contest of Champions. I don't have much to say about either of these. Siege is like, I think the what is his name? Norman Osborn's Avengers are
Yeah.
Yeah.
stuff.
It's all the Dark
As-
Avenger tie-ins.
Asgard is
Yeah.
hanging over Bronxton, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma.
And
Right.
yeah,
It's being turned into a casino.
it's being turned into a casino. And then Norman Osborn's evil Dark Avengers decide that that's not going to happen on his watch. He
Not
at
on
the
my
time, because of the happenings of Secret Invasion, he kind of becomes the head of Shield. Norman Osborn does. So he's
It's
in
called
charge of like
Hammer.
the U.S.
They changed the name to Hammer. It is
That's
an
right,
acronym
Hammer.
though. I don't know what it's. I don't think it stands for anything, but they do change the name to Hammer as an acronym.
Hammer.
And then Contest of Champions, which I think you guys want to tell me about this because I don't know anything about this one.
It was the first event book, but it didn't tie into anything, and I think it's only 3 issues. And it was just the what's the guy's name from Ragnarok? The Grandmaster Grandmaster putting characters against each other to fight. I mean,
so it's
Mortal Kombat.
It's the Secret Wars prototype.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. And I mean, it was, it has no tie-ins. It's the perfect event book. So that's the way I'm going to lead. Even though Siege gives us a lot of really cool, like there's a dark Hawkeye book written by Andy Diggle that's really good that comes out of this because it's Bullseye that plays Hawkeye in this twisted universe.
They do tell us at the beginning in this performance, the role of Hawkeye will be played by Bullseye. I'm gonna start here. I'm gonna pick Siege. Actually, I think overall I enjoyed a lot of what came out of this book, even though some of it is kind of a mess. I get it confused with Fear itself too, which is probably doesn't bode well for it. But
yeah,
it is what it is.
With both Asgard books.
Yeah. So all right, Clay.
Contest of Champions.
Oh, Jeff.
I'm gonna go Siege because this is where Steve Rogers comes back.
All right, and Josh, you wanna?
I am an old man who, if you showed me both of these covers, I'm gonna be like, well, Contest of Champions looks better than whatever the fuck is happening on Siege's cover.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so let's go to the coin. So Siege is
Wait, I will use my veto.
Oh,
look at that.
Veto. I'm going to veto his veto.
Yeah, you already used yours. But
I got a new one in this round.
You used it for Annihilation. You used it for Annihilation.
That's right, for Annihilation. Fuck.
I will use mine to make it Contest of Champions.
Hold on, let me see what's left. Oh, I mean, if that's what happens, then we're gonna go to the coin again. And there's one thing in the next round that I want to make sure goes through. So we're gonna go to the coin, I guess. Veto power activate. All right, so since Jeff said it first, Jeff, you get to call it.
Oh.
You want heads or tails?
Give me heads.
Okay, here we go.
Flip that coin.
Tails.
Oh. Yes!
Contest of Champions.
Contest of Champions. Which is
Wonderful.
really hard to look up because there's that stupid mobile game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All
right.
Invasion with an exclamation point.
Invasion, Secret No More. The only cool thing about that one, I think, is that they got to use those characters for that crossover in the CW.
The CW, yeah, and they were kind of cool CGI.
Yeah, and Identity Crisis, where Brad Meltzer makes everybody super sad.
Yeah,
he does.
So let's see. I think Jeff starts this one.
Identity Crisis is one of my most hated crossover events of all time.
Wow.
I loathe this book. I'm going to go Invasion.
Okay.
Now, and I'm really wishing I had held on to my veto at this point.
Me too. I have to vehemently disagree with Jeff. I actually had a buddy that bought me this book and sent it to me because he realized I had never read it. And I would argue Identity Crisis, it's one of those books I think is kind of interesting because if you are a longtime comic fan and you read it, there's a lot there for you. But if you're brand new to comics, you could hand this to someone, and the way that it's structured, right, as again, like a murder mystery, I think would draw in almost anyone.
Yeah.
And it also has one of the most hair-raising bits of dialogue between Batman and Robin in this book. So I'm going to go with Identity Crisis.
Yeah, look.
I would love to hear why Jeff hates this book.
Once you sidestep the whole Sue Dibney being fridged to get things going.
Yeah.
Like it's still, I still really enjoy the book, so I'm also going to go Identity Crisis. Clay?
Yeah, I know Identity Crisis hasn't aged well. That's the only thing with that book. I'm trying to think what we got out of Invasion other than like McFarlane doing DC.
I mean, that's also pretty. That's already, and is it Keith Giffen? Yeah, right. And it looks like
Bart Sears.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mantlo. What's his name?
Bill Mantlo.
Bill Mantlo. That's some pretty good behind it.
Yeah.
And Morales for Identity Crisis gagged me with a spoon.
I do like his art, so I think I'm going to go Identity Crisis, even though it has aged poorly. It's a really great take on Silver Age because it just takes it a little darker in the sense that, like, they really try to cover up something to an extreme that changes everyone.
And we did get all those beautiful Michael Turner covers, so
yeah, those are pretty cool.
All right, Identity Crisis.
Ew, one of these is very recent.
Lazarus Planet versus Nexon Age of Apocalypse. So I'll tell you what, I'll make this one easy. I'm just gonna use my veto here on this one since it's the last one.
Yeah.
And we're gonna make Age of Apocalypse go through. Even I don't know if you guys were gonna vote that way or not.
Oh, definitely. I love Age of Apocalypse.
Okay, cool.
So many just cool redesigns, and the fact that they kind of put it, they didn't solicit new books and just had these books that were going to exist in the Age of Apocalypse when that came out.
Lazarus Planet is a cool premise, but it's still too new, I think, to be a classic contender.
Yeah, it's really new.
So we're gonna go Age of Apocalypse.
All right.
And we visited it enough. I feel like it's its own universe.
Yeah. All right. Second round. We've already talked about it. We can go a little quicker because we are almost an hour into this thing.
Look at this.
Flashpoint Secret Wars. I think we left off. Was it me the first pick? So Clay, I think you start this
Flashpoint is so cool. Secret Wars is not.
Okay. Jeff?
I'm going to go Flashpoint.
Josh, Flashpoint?
I am going to go with Flashpoint, yeah.
All right. Clean sweep for the Flashpoint.
I mean, just think of how many, that the premise of Flashpoint gets retold in other media how many times. We have two Flash properties that retell that story, so
we've seen it almost as many times as the Murder of the Waynes in
exactly
now.
Yeah.
So okay. Ooh, this is a good matchup too. Secret Invasion or Infinite Crisis. So we're gonna start with Jeff on this one.
I am gonna go Infinite Crisis.
Okay, Josh?
Secret Invasion.
I'm also gonna go Infinite Crisis.
Oh fuck, Clay for either the win or the tie.
Getting the coin ready.
I'm really torn because I like both, but
you also got to remember. I guess as you guys vote, keep in mind that whatever we vote on has to be, or has to go up against the Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Yeah.
You don't have to remember that. Live in the moment.
Secret Invasion.
Oh.
Coin flip.
I mean, there's a few people watching. If you're in the chat, you can break the tie. If not, we're gonna go to the coin. So Secret Invasion is the heads, and then tails will be here. Let me actually refresh this so we don't. What? Oh,
I mean,
okay.
there are just so many cool moments in Secret Invasion that I could go through versus Infinite Crisis.
Yeah. So Secret Invasion is gonna be heads. Tails is gonna be Infinite Crisis.
Okay.
Flip that
Heads,
coin.
heads.
Oh, Secret Invasion goes through. I'm really bummed. That's a bummer. All right.
This is a controversial side to the bracket.
I mean,
Right.
but I will say that the book is a lot of just a giant team of heroes goes here, a giant team of heroes goes here. It's just a lot of like, this is a crossover event, so there's so many characters in a page that have to keep moving to the next spot.
Yeah, this is a big cosmic battle here. Oh shoot, sorry, I forgot to get back to the tab. Big cosmic battle here. We have Infinity
Oh shit, I love both of these so
versus
much.
Annihilation, and I think who started the last one? Was it Jeff?
Yeah,
Josh? Was it Clay?
it was Jeff. So
Okay,
Josh
so
starts.
Josh, you start on this one.
Jesus, I haven't read either of these honestly. So I'll just say Infinity.
Oh, I'm also gonna go with Infinity. I really like that whole idea of Thanos patricide. Or I don't know
This
what
is tough, man. I'm gonna go Annihilation just to kind of see if Jeff
to make it
can
interesting
the
for
time-
Jeff.
make it interesting for Jeff.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
yeah,
either one of these is great and they're worth rereading.
Yeah.
I'm
Jeff?
gonna go Infinity.
Ooh.
damn.
All right. So
Oh,
This
that was
is-
it. Okay.
this is the one. It was Justice League Trinity War.
Oh,
what-
that's what it was. Okay.
that's what got the bye versus Civil
Yeah.
War.
This is by.
It's my turn first. I'm gonna go Civil War. Trinity War is fine. It's just no Civil War.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Greg?
you got that Iron Spider suit out of Civil War. What'd you get out of Justice League War?
Baby Dark Side.
Maybe Darkseid. All right, Clay,
Civil War.
Jeff.
I love a good baby Dark Side, but Civil War.
All right, Josh, you were gonna go for Civil War.
Civil
Cool.
War. Yeah.
We're definitely doing that later on. Oh, I don't know if they change it. Trinity War went so far ahead. This is another interesting matchup.
It is.
The Infinity Gauntlet versus the Blackest Night. Clay, you get to kick us off on this one.
It's Ring against Gauntlet.
It's
Jewelry versus jewelry.
Yeah.
I'm picking the DC book, Blackest Night.
Oh wow.
I know
Ooh.
Infinity Gauntlet I've reread, and honestly, I prefer the movie. They were able to enhance a lot of moments in here. Nebula's story is so different. Blackest Night just has cool moment after cool moment for me.
All right, Jeff.
I also am gonna go Blackest Night.
Ooh.
I'm
Interesting. Not the way I
going-
thought this was gonna crumble.
I'm going Infinity Gauntlet. I mean, until there's a Blackest Night movie.
I'm
Not
also
after
gonna-
what Ryan Reynolds did. We'll never ever get it.
I'm also gonna go Infinity Gauntlet because Mephisto is such a big part of the book that I really like. I'm
Oh
sad
yeah,
that-
that's a good point. Yeah.
I'm sad that's been left out of the all the live action stuff. So we gotta go to the coin again. So Infinity Gauntlet is gonna be heads, and then Tails is gonna be Blackest Night.
Flip that coin.
Tails.
I'm trying to get that. Oh,
Oh,
wait, is it
it's
stuck in
stuck.
the air?
Ooh, Blackest Night is
What?
I've had
Wow.
3 wins. I've had 3
Controversial
wins.
flip. Controversial flip.
this coin is
Put an
biased.
asterisk by
You
it.
know what? You know what? Let's pause for a second. I'm gonna go gather my own Infinity Gems, snap it, and all the tails go away.
All right.
Only heads from this point on.
Careful, because if it's
Ooh.
random, it might take out the heads. All right, we have Inferno versus Original Sin. I think Jeff, you get to kick us off on this one.
I'm gonna go Inferno.
Oh, okay, all right. I was not expecting that.
Listen, I'm trying to speed this along. I'm looking for.
All right.
John?
God, fuck. I clearly haven't read Original Sin yet, so I'm gonna go Inferno.
Ooh,
Mhm.
I'm gonna go Original Sin.
Original Sin.
Oh, back to the coin.
The coin's the star of the
this is
show today.
scrappy.
Yeah.
We really needed Kyle on this one.
The real hero of this bracket is the coin.
Yeah, so head is gonna be Inferno, and then tails is gonna be original sin.
Tails.
Heads.
Oh my goodness. Inferno it is.
Damn.
This coin is biased.
I do
It
not
is.
mind seeing the Goblin Queen again, though.
Yeah, I guess
Oh,
not.
fuck. Oh my god.
I think Josh starts on this one, right?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I do. This sucks ass. I, as an old man, I'm just going to go Contest of Champions because, again, look at those covers.
Sasquatch is on the cover.
Exactly. Angel with this terrible angel outfit is on the cover. Yeah, Contest of Champions.
I gotta go 0 hour.
I figured Zero was going to win.
Clay?
Contest of Champions.
Uh-oh. Jeff?
Jeez, please. I'm gonna go 0 hour. So I want to see the point again.
We're gonna flip again.
Can you
I wanna
imagine
see,
if this comes down to 0 hour versus Crisis?
That'd be
Oh
funny.
my god.
All right, so
Oh my
0 hour.
god.
0 hours is head.
How will feel justified.
Cinderella
hours
story,
is
indeed.
Tails is Contest of Champions.
Okay.
All right, 0 hour.
Alrighty. Clay's like, fuck, this is going to happen.
All right, we have Identity Crisis versus the Age of Apocalypse.
I think you start this time, Danny.
I'm gonna go with Identity Crisis.
Age of Apocalypse.
Oh boy, here we go again.
Age
You
of
know-
Apocalypse.
Age of Apocalypse.
Oh, maybe not.
Identity Crisis.
Damn.
I think this round might have been all coin. I'm not gonna lie. I should have just automated this part. So Identity Crisis is heads. Tails is Age of Apocalypse.
All right.
Tails.
Heads.
Oh my
Fuck!
God.
Age of Apocalypse?
This coin hates me.
Age of
and all the
Apocalypse is a funner book to reread than Identity Crisis.
comments. Okay, yeah, I
Yes.
guess I'll give you that. All right. Flashpoint versus Secret Invasion.
Oh, man.
Now we're getting nitty gritty.
Clay, I think you start on this one.
Flashpoint.
Jeff?
Secret Invasion.
Ooh. Josh?
Oh, fuck. This one's hard. Flashpoint.
I'm also gonna go Flashpoint.
Oh,
I really
fuck.
like both, but Flashpoint.
This is going to be... Oh, it may be Flashpoint versus Crisis. It's going to be one DC reboot against another.
Oh.
Oh.
I think Jeff started. Who started the last one? Josh?
You did?
I
No.
did.
Oh, did you? Okay.
No, I did Identity Crisis. Then it was Clay. So it's Jeff's turn.
Oh, it's my here. I'm gonna go Civil War.
Josh?
Civil War.
Civil War.
Oh, look at that.
Infinity.
Just for the record. I do love Infinity, but Civil War's got the
Yeah.
goods. Civil War's got the goods. All right. I don't know how much of a contest this one is, but we'll start with Josh.
Inferno.
Oh, that's not where I thought this was going. Okay. I'm gonna go about Blackest Night.
Blackest Night.
As much as I love the Goblin Queen, I think I'm ready to go Blackest Night.
That's right.
There's
Show
only
some
there's
underboob.
only so much costume that can do.
Hal's gonna show some underboob anyways.
Yeah.
The peak 90s. This is 90s personified here.
This is the
This is
90s.
90s personified, yeah. Jesus.
I'm gonna go. I think it's my turn. Yeah, it's my turn. I'm gonna go Age of Apocalypse on this one.
Age of Apocalypse.
Yeah, Age of Apocalypse.
Yeah, Age of Apocalypse.
Clean sweep.
Sorry, Starman, you can only carry us so far.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
Oh, man. Oh, man.
I think Clay, you start on this one.
Fuck.
This is tough.
God, these are both equally as good.
Mm-hmm.
shit, I would rather go last.
Well,
Because I
That's
honestly,
We have no vetoes left. None.
this is just a coin flip for me. Either one of these is worth revisiting.
all right. Jeff,
I'm gonna go Flash. I'm gonna go Flashpoint.
Okay, Jeff.
I'm gonna go Civil War, just to balance Clay's vote out. I could tell Clay was torn, so
Yeah, I mean, there's just cool stuff in both books. It's just they're both fun to revisit.
I will say this: as soon as this pair popped up, I went with my heart. My heart said Civil War. So
Mine does too. I'm gonna.
oh fuck!
Yeah. I'm not leaving this up to that dirty coin. The coins hurt me long enough. This is an interesting matchup. I don't know. I didn't think we would get here.
I didn't either.
Why does DC not have a Harvey Two-Face coin flip app on their
Oh,
page?
that'd be awesome.
I need 1 second, guys. You guys talk about it first.
DC, you put an image.
I feel like
of Two-Face
we
flipping a coin.
yeah. I feel like this is a much closer contest than like. I feel like we do get a lot of stuff out of Age of Apocalypse.
Oh yeah, and we go back to it a lot. I mean, that's
Yeah.
the cool thing is I do kind of love seeing these heroes revisited.
Well, and that's clearly going to be the next season of '97, right? So
And Blackest Night has like cool artwork and stuff in it, but I don't know. The more I mull it over, the more I'm like, I don't know if this is an easy. Like my brain goes Blackest Night, but then the more I think about it, the more I'm kind of like, well, but
I would say the downside to both of these is the tie-ins to these because you can't just read the thing alone. There are so many different tie-ins that an omnibus is needed to collect all of them. In fact, I think the Age of Apocalypse has 2. Blackest Night, I know they had tie-ins and some standalone stuff, but I'm just trying to think of all the other because they actually tied into live books and where Age of Apocalypse took over titles and ran them for 4 months as like what was Gambit and the Externals, I believe was one title. Yeah, there was a lot of bad Age of Apocalypse tie-in books. But the original book is still fun.
Yeah. So Daniel says go ahead and vote. So who voted last time? I don't remember.
I went first.
Okay, so I guess it's my vote. So
Yeah.
I will choose. I'm gonna go ahead and choose Age of Apocalypse.
Age of Apocalypse.
Age of Apocalypse.
No, all right. We didn't even need Danny.
Yeah.
He's gonna be so pissed.
Yeah. What I'm trying to remember what led into Age of Apocalypse because I get that and Heroes Reborn like flipped in my head.
Oh God, really? I'm sorry.
Heroes Reborn is Franklin Richards encapsulating a world. Yeah. Age of Apocalypse comes about.
Is this the Legion tries to kill something, and that leads to Age of Apocalypse?
Sorry. Did you guys vote?
Yes.
Yeah, Age of Apocalypse 1.
Okay. Well, all right. Whoa. I can't step away for a second, huh? All right. Here we have Marvel Civil War versus the X-Men Age of Apocalypse. I think Josh.
I think I do start. Civil War.
I'm also gonna go Civil War.
Civil War.
Oh,
Age of Apocalypse, just to be.
he's so contrarian.
Well, here's the moment we've all been waiting.
Oh, God damn it. Oh, this is the perfect matchup, actually. This is really, really good.
It really is. It really is. So
Oh my
Josh started the
God.
last one, right?
Guys, here's my question though. Looking at this, are we basic?
Yeah. Very much so.
Should this have been Valiant Unity versus Wildstorm Crossing?
This was I feel like the perfect bracket because we got to the two super teams, right?
Event books are basic.
Yeah.
So they're meant to appeal to everyone and draw every dollar in. So,
but I would make this argument about both of these. Both of these books had real repercussions.
Yeah.
And so they weren't just a money grab. They had fundamental reasons for existing.
Yeah.
So,
and I think they both still have effects on pretty much everything that's going on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I think I get to kick this one off. Yeah. Okay, so my vote, I think the only difference is that I feel Civil War is just a better put together comic, which I mean it obviously comes out like almost 30 years after the original. 30 years after Crisis. Or so that maybe that's an unfair comparison, but like if I wanted to be like, I'm gonna go back and reread one of these, I'm gonna pick Civil War like 9 times out of 10 before going back and try to read Crisis. So yeah, I'm gonna go Civil War.
See, I would go back and reread both of them. So I don't know. You're putting Bendis against Wolfman, Perez against Steve Niven.
This is Mark Millar.
Mark.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
Bendis
go
was the next one.
Oh yeah, he did the sequel. I'm gonna go Crisis.
Ooh.
I think for some of the reasons that Danny was saying, I'm going to go Civil War, if only because, again, Crisis has kind of a high bar of if you're coming into it raw, even if you're coming into it with a little bit of knowledge, there's still kind of a high bar of understanding.
But we're not voting on entry to the book, though. We're just voting.
But just kind of as an overall general. I feel like Civil War doesn't have as much. I do have issues with Civil War.
I have a buddy of mine who read Civil War and had never read a comic book before, and so to him that was really cool. Like,
yeah,
he kind of knew everyone from the movies.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Civil War.
Okay, so the comic historian in me is really screaming in my head right now, but I was kind of swayed by Danny's argument. I'm gonna go Civil War. Because Crisis is so important, but yeah, if somebody held these two out and said you get to reread one of these, I'm gonna go Civil War, because Crisis is very hard to get into, and I'm kind of tempted to go watch the DC animated 3-parter to see if they improve upon it. So no, Clay says no.
I had fun. I haven't watched the latest episode, but I was enjoying them.
That's on the docket for this weekend, but they're not very good movies. They have some fun things, like Clay said, I think, but
like the animation style seems soulless.
It's just so.
But I feel like that's a lot of their recent stuff. I liked the Cthulhu one, the Doom That Came to Gotham.
Yeah, that was cool.
They have some character with its animation, but the standard stuff just looks boring as shit. So
yeah,
just watch the CW stuff now that you found it on Netflix.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, that Crisis is so much better. And then the Civil War live action is not really this book. It's just we're gonna use that name.
Yeah, I kind of feel like I feel like the MCU of today would have taken Civil War and done a Secret Invasion style series. Right. So anyway, I'm voting Civil War, and I'm going to get kicked out of all academic circles.
Yeah, as soon as you said the comic book historian, my heart broke a little bit because I just voted Civil War.
We get it.
There you go.
I can't believe Age of Apocalypse made it that far. So there we go.
There you go. Damn.
And that's with one team getting a bye.
But what is everyone's personal favorite event?
I think mine was House of M. I was really rooting. If it had been on this side of the bracket, it might have made it to the finals.
Yeah. That first bracket it seemed like there was a lot of tough matchups.
Yeah.
I
Although,
mean, the kid in me still loves Secret Wars.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
So, but it's
Jet-
not
Jet-
good.
Jeff, what's your favorite event book?
Gosh, I think House of M is up there. House of M is definitely up there.
Interesting that there's 3 Marvel books at the top, and then one
DC.
one DC. Yeah, it's an
And
interesting.
that one, a lot of history just carries with that book. So
Right.
Well,
like,
but
when you get
and then
down
if
to
you
it,
go to,
you guys don't want to reread it, so that says a lot.
and then you go to the next level, and there's a lot of DC books right on. So it's like DC maybe has more of the mid high quality, like Flashpoint, Blackest Night.
Yeah, those are really good.
So interesting. I like it. So there you go. There you have it.
We can reshuffle them someday. Add one extra crossover event.
We could make smaller brackets with like certain specific eras, so it's easier to compare to, right? I
Oh,
feel
that'd be
yeah.
interesting. Yeah,
I'd
all
feel
the
like a little biased to more
Bronze
contemporary
Age
comics.
versus the
Yeah.
Modern Age kind of stuff.
Cool, and we'll probably get a few shows out of this because I definitely want to read Civil War with you guys, and I definitely want to read Original Sin, especially since Josh hasn't read it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it'd be good.
cool.